Hey, what's happening, family? It's your man Mark Black. You know what time it is, fam. Welcome to Sucka-Free Saturday. We have quite a bit to talk about today. But before we get started, I want to say, first of all, I hope you are all being safe. I know that in the era of the Rona, it's a bitch out there. Many of us at this point, family, know somebody at least who has been affected by this, whether it's a family member that's been sick or a close family friend that's died, even. Um, it's starting to reach out and touch us all. And there were those among us who tried to warn us to prepare because this is a time unlike any other time we've ever seen in our generation. There's been illnesses, there's been different things going on, but fam, we in a whole new place.
For all your efforts.
Thank you very much, Miss Denny. I appreciate that. Um, so for those of you who have been affected personally so far by Miss Rona, my heart is with you. And I I'm family. I've gotten to the point where I can't even issue individual condolences anymore. There's too many, right? All throughout my social media, I'm seeing people post about their family members or, close family friends that they've lost. And, you know, fam, just like everything else that happens bad in America, as the evidence starts to build up as to who this is affecting the worst, take a guess at who is being infected. I saw information out of Michigan, um, where 41% of new cases of infection from the Rona were white citizens, 37% black, and the rest divided up amongst different people of different ethnicities. But the strange part about it is that in the state of Michigan, our people only make up 11% of the total population of the entire state. So our people are getting hammered by this shit. And, we need to understand the reality of the matter, which is that we're in the same place, essentially, we have always been. When it comes to what is going to ultimately benefit America, we're just usually not included in that in any substantive way. I don't say that to fearmonger or to bullshit you. I say that to wake you up, to have you understand exactly where it is that we are. Now, I'm going to talk about a subject that I think warrants a great deal of discussion today. But before I do that, let me issue my greetings here. Shout out to Darker Visions. Welcome to the broadcast. Miss Denny, of course, is in the house. The inestimable Miss Denny. DJ Blue is in the house. Let's see here. Black Man 903, what it do, fam? Sister Jones is in the house representing the Bronx. Since I'm here is in the house, peace to you. Sister Alexis, greetings, sister. Welcome to the broadcast. Namaste to my brother John. Monty, what's good, family? It's good to have you in the broadcast. And I hope I didn't miss anybody, but I think I got everybody that's popped into the chat. Remember, fam, if you here, you don't have to participate in the discussion, but let us know you're here so I can shout you out and thank you. Show you some love for, sharing your time with me today. Brother Stakes is high is in the house checking in. I see you, fam. Welcome and happy Sucka-Free Saturday to you, man. So today's broadcast, what's good, Mike? Glad to have you in the house, fam. Welcome to the broadcast. Today we're going to talk about a subject that I think warrants more discussion than we possibly can imagine. And that is, what is it going to look like on the other side of this thing for us, on the other side of the Rona, right? Because in point of fact, one thing you have to say about this situation is that the Rona is no respecter of persons. She will take young and old, high-born and low-born, rich, poor, black, white, the great equalizer, right? Mother Nature, the great equalizer. So while everybody is still kind of trying to figure out what's coming from day to day, it would behoove us at some point to put aside for a brief period of time our fears, our worries, our concerns about today, and start to give a little bit of neuronal activity to what things will look like on the other side of the Rona. Now, I've got two narratives, two stories, if you will, to tell about what the other side looks like. One based off of how we've normally operated as a tribe, as a people, and one based off of the advice that I gave you during the last broadcast. And that was, it's time for us to dream the impossible dreams. So I'll start off with the more so-called realistic or pessimistic scenario. We did not get ahead of this thing in order to contain it. So if you understand even the basics about virology, epidemiology, and so on and so forth, you don't have to be a scientist, fam. You don't have to be a scientist, right? The Rona works basically through math. And the number that they have come up with to describe the math, right? The R naught of the coronavirus. The last time I checked, as a matter of fact, let's not guess. Let's look at it right now. Let's see here. COVID-19 R naught. I'm doing a search for it right now, fam. The current on R naught of the COVID-19, screw that. They're asking me to unblock. Let's see here. Okay, sorry, fam. Let's see here. They still haven't gotten it, but they estimate an R naught value to be between 2 and 3. Now, I need to explain to you briefly what that means. By the way, shout out to Goku. I see you, fam. Welcome to the broadcast. The R naught determines the virulence, if you will, the spreadability of a virus, right? Anything over 1 means that every person that is infected with a particular pathogen will infect more than one other person. So what they're estimating at this point is that COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, right, the virus, has an R naught of between 2 and 3. This means for every one person that's infected with it, they're infecting 2 other people. In other words, the growth, the spread of the COVID-19 virus, right, is exponential. All that means is 1 equals 2 equals 4 equals 16 equals, do I need to continue? Right? Everybody's trying to, like, if you watch, the orange ones pressers, right? Donald Trump's pressers, he would have you think that we're on the tail end of this shit. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad and it's likely to get bad in the next couple of weeks, but I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. No, you can't. Fam, we are at the beginning of the beginning. This is not fear-mongering, fam. This is math. We allowed for multiple months people who were infected and what we now understand can present asymptomatically, meaning they could be sick and still be passing the shit on. We allowed this to go on in most places. Look, my state was the first one to have a case. And even still, it took, what, y'all? A month before we went into stay in place, before Governor is. It was about a month, about 3 weeks. Yeah. About 3 weeks after we started getting the first cases, and we had people start dying at a nursing home in Kirkland, which is about 30 minutes away from me, right? Boom. We were one of the first states to go into everybody stay the fuck at home. And even still, look at how Washington State got blasted. By the way, shout out to my beloved sister, Miss Kawami. Shalom to Sister August. Shout out to my beloved sister Alma. Welcome to the broadcast, fam. We were one of the first states to shut it all down. And we still got new cases. We still got new deaths. We have not flattened the curve yet. We're getting there. They estimate up here in Washington State, we went from one person infecting 2.7 people to one person infecting 1.6 people. So we're slowing it down. Up here, social distancing is a real fucking thing. I just went to the store today, fam. At the stores, they have you standing like 12 feet apart when you stand in line. Two shopping carts distance between you and the person in front of you. There were more people there with masks than I've seen ever. When you walk up to the register, they now have barriers between you and the cashier. Physical plastic barriers. So in case you sneeze or in case you do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like the shit is real. But for the rest of the country, fam, the rest of the country didn't start locking shit down until like the end of March. And you still have, according to I think Miss Denny told me earlier I think it was Angie. Eight states still that are wide open for business. So even if Washington or California, you know, the states that they using as the examples of how to handle this shit, even if we were to start flattening the goddamn curve, all it would take is a few people traveling from some other place to start the cycle all the fuck over again. To start a new cycle, a new round of infections. Shout out to Tablet. I see you, fam. What it do? Tablet is up here in Washington State. They know. Sister Jacqueline, by the way, welcome to the broadcast, sister. I see you, Sister Adrian. I see you as well. Fam, we are at the beginning of the beginning. Our government is doing the best it can to try and prevent all of us from doing what is our natural want to do, which is panic and do stupid ass shit. That's all. That's Donald Trump et alia's whole goal right now is to say whatever it takes for us to not go completely ape shit. Because if we actually understood the truth of what our lack of response really means in a global pandemic, everybody would lose their fucking minds. So believe it or not, at this point, I just want them to keep blowing smoke. Try to keep the lid on this shit. But I can't do it. I can't blow smoke at you. I'm not a virologist, so you can feel free to say Mark Black tripping. He don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Jacqueline, you said your mother died this morning with COVID-19? Shit. Jacqueline, first of all, you have my absolute deepest condolences, sis. If shit. You can be infected with COVID-19, Jacqueline, but still have other comorbidities that kill you. But if you are infected with COVID-19, they will also count that death, your mother's death, as a part of the statistics, right? Shit, man, I'm sorry as hell to hear about that. See? And this is not to belittle our sister Jacqueline in her time of grief, but be prepared. This will be us, all of us, at some point during this whole thing. We will know somebody, we will have somebody that we will lose. And we need to accept that. Brother Morpheus, thank you, brother, for the love, man. Um, Brother Morpheus, I'm gonna let it read out here and I'll respond.
Could be an attack by China. Or could be our own weapon against China that backfired on us. Or maybe certain PPL are just nasty lol.
I hear you, Morpheus, but you know what though, fam? What I found is that whether you're right or wrong about any of your conjecture really at this point don't help us. Like, it would be good if we all could feel like we'd be comfortable or confident that we knew the truth behind what SARS-CoV-2 is, or whatever the case may be. You're going to hear various people say that it's a weaponized virus. You're going to say some people say it's 5G. You're going to hear all this sorts of shit. And I would posit to you, fam, that you can conjecture about that shit on the other side of this if you choose to, but that's a rabbit hole that takes you nowhere. It doesn't let you, first of all, understand what it is that we're about to face. And second of all, it doesn't give you anywhere to go. So even if it was an attack by China, or it was some weaponized version of a lab virus re-released on China, or whatever the case may be, whatever your conjecture is, okay, and now what? Right? So let's say you're right. Now what? It's not as if you having cracked the case is going to make any bit of difference, right? So yeah, I would argue that conjecture at this point as to where it came from and all this and that is about as useless as tits on a bull. It's just, you can indulge in that if you want to. By the way, shout out to my beloved sister Toolbox. Welcome to the broadcast. Brother Monty, I don't know if I greeted you, fam, so an extra greeting to you if I did. We have never lived through a time like this. The last time we seen, when I say we, humanity, seen anything like this was back in 1818 to 1819 with the Spanish influenza pandemic, which killed only 1% of the Earth's population, around 43 million people. If you're from the Lou, you might have relatives that are alive, that were alive back then, who could tell you what it was like, because the Lou got decimated. We have never experienced a full-on global pandemic of a completely new pathogen that none of us have any immunity for. We have never faced that. And because we have never faced it, fam, there's shit that we're going to see we don't know how to understand. We get told to stay at home, right? To stay in place. And we think of it as the government taking away our freedoms. Man, the government trying to tell me I can't go here, I can't go there. Damn, I want to go into the office. You mean to tell me I got to work from home? Half of you motherfuckers is stuck at home with people you don't even like. I pity you. I love my family. I don't mind being stuck up in here with them. But goddamn, I feel for some of yous. But the fact is, fam, is that even what we're doing is not enough to stop the virus. It's only to try to tamp down the numbers of people that get sick over time so that we're not overwhelming the motherfucking hospitals. That's the facts. If you really want to know the truth of the matter, fam, Our country is not trying to end the coronavirus. And I need y'all to just go ahead and accept that. Nobody is trying to stop the coronavirus at this point. You can't. All we're trying to do at this point is to drag out the length of time it takes for all of us to get sick. Because until we have a vaccine, which I'm hearing now people saying, you'll never get me to take that vaccine. Bill Gates is trying to put the chip of the death. Man, I swear, I don't even believe in God, but I swear by all of the gods known and unknown, fuck off with the conspiracy theory bullshit. Please. Like, stop. Just, no. No. Trust me, if there's going to be a vaccine, fam, it is going to have risks no matter how long they take to develop it. And trust me, if there is an opportunity for them to come up with a vaccine for the coronavirus, it really won't matter to anybody what the long-term risks are as long as we don't die from that shit. I'm just keeping it a buck. You can protest all you like. You can say, oh, it's a part of the globalist plan, this, that, and the third. Fine. I don't give a fuck. The fact is that the overwhelming majority of people will clamor for it. And if they make it mandatory, you can say whatever the hell you like, but they will come and grab you, they will take you, and they will inoculate you. And you can just be mad about it. You'll be alive, but you'll be mad. That's just facts. I don't think, family, at this particular point, they're going to give people the option. There's no corona mystery, Morpheus. That's like, see, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. Because y'all get caught up in these. Fam, there's no conspiracy needed to be alleged in the case of SARS-CoV-2. No conspiracy whatsoever needs to even be brought up. None at all. Because if you understand what a zoonotic virus is and how zoonotic viruses transmit from species to species to species, you don't have to fucking sit here and talk about it's grown in a lab, it's biowarfare. It just is something that can happen by just being alive. Bats are reservoirs for all types of viruses. And they can transmit those viruses from different species to different species. Fam, stop with the goddamn conspiracy shit. There's no mystery here. Fam, I'm going to introduce you to an old white man called William of Occam. William of Occam was a philosopher who came up with this idea, this strange idea. And this strange idea, and I say it's strange because it seems like for us niggas, it's an idea that we just seem to skip by when we start expounding upon our little pet theories. William of Occam stated that all things being equal, the more simpler an explanation is for a thing, the more likely that explanation is to be true. Now, it doesn't speak to truth claims per se. All it says is that all things being equal, the less you have to add to an explanation in order to make a truth claim, the more likely that the explanation you offer is true. And yeah, Morpheus, I'm sorry, man, if you think that you catch in both barrels, fam, you know it's all respect, it's all love. But I don't see any point in wondering about where this shit came from. Morpheus, if you figure it out, fam, okay, this is me and you talking, brother to brother, because you know I got nothing but love for you. So brother to brother, brother Morpheus, let's say that you figure it out. By the way, thank you, Big Poke Dog. I saw that, man. I appreciate the love. But let's say that we figure it out, brother Morpheus. You and I get together and we pound the pavement. We leave no stone unturned. I don't know how we do that and stay in place, but, you know, right? We figure the shit out and we come up with an explanation. And that explanation says that there was a pharmaceutical lab in Wuhan that
sometimes the sandwich is just that. Point is Teresa virus and no one knows truly what's going on. Just do your part and don't panic.
Facts. Like, fam, sometimes a thing just is what the fuck it is. Like, there's no mystery here. We have a virus that we have no immunity to that is sickening and killing people. Now, I know that because we're all having to stay at home, stay in place and all, right? That we got all this time to try to figure it out, right? And nobody loves more, figuring shit out more than black folk. Morpheus said, I described this as a mystery because the initial reaction that I felt was an overreaction. I was mocking the idea of me. Hey, fam, we good. All I'm saying, Morpheus, is that I'm actually having a reaction to all the bullshit conspiracy theories I've been seeing.
I described it as a mystery because of your initial reaction that I felt was an overreaction. I was mocking the idea of me being obsessed with it.
I got you, Morpheus, right? And I hope you understand that my reaction is not an overreaction. It's addressing the conspiracy stuff that is all, a part of this whole thing. You feel me? So that's why I'm going as hard as I am, because all the conspiracy stuff is doing.
Keep it scientific, Brother Black. Him with the razor.
Yes, ma'am, as always. By the way, shout out to my brother Brandon Berg, who said this pandemic is a societal game changer. Fam, once I get through with this little intro piece, we're going to talk about exactly that, Brandon.
This pandemic is a societal game changer.
Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Fam, my point is that if you're going to conjecture, that's fine, right? We all wonder, right? We're lay people. And when they start talking about zoonotic, virus transmission, and hell, most of us never even knew what the fuck a pangolin was until they started talking about it and so on and so forth, right? Like, I get why there's questions and stuff that pop up. But at some point, fam, you just have to say, look, I don't know what the fuck is going on. There are people that I pay good money to try to figure this out, right? Because whether you believe them or not, you pay the CDC to figure this shit out. You pay taxes. The CDC is funded with your taxes, right? You pay the CDC to go into these hot zone areas and discover this shit and figure it all out and this, that, and the third, right? I mean, I've watched T West on Afro Synergy say that it came from the biolab at Fort Detrick. So what? What if he could be absolutely right? What does that mean for us to understand that? Like, fam, sometimes knowing stuff is less good for us than not knowing. Like, to know if we're right where it came from, what does that change about what it is that we have to do? It's not like you motherfuckers or I am going to get up tomorrow and go march on Fort Detrick and shut it down, right? So we know it came from Fort Detrick. Let's say that T West is right and it came from the biolab at Fort Detrick. All right? So now what? That's all I'm saying. Like, we got all these different theories on where it came from and this, that, and the third, and now what? What the hell are you going to do about it? Sitting here, like, thank you, stakes is high. Non-constructive behavior, doing things.
If we are doing the right thing, we are at home with more time than usual on our hands. I don't see the harm in wondering where such a life-altering disease came from.
Neither do I. Morpheus. As a matter of fact, I'm interested myself personally in, I've studied more in the last few months about disease vectors, zoonotic viruses, and so on and so forth than I thought I ever wanted to know. And it actually turns out that epidemiology and virology is very, very interesting stuff. Right? But the point is that wondering is one thing. But these people aren't wondering, Morpheus, right? If you ever notice, no one's wondering. No one is saying, yeah. People are actually saying that their conjectures, their wondering, is actually the answer. And they're not only claiming that their conjectures are the answer, but they're spreading that shit worse than the damn virus. You feel me? Like, no, fam. Like, you can conjecture. I conjecture. But do I sit here and think that my conjecture, and plus not to mention the fact, fam, that there's certain ideas that you should be able, with a little bit of research, to just kind of dismiss out of hand. Like, for example, this 5G bullshit. Everybody's talking about, oh, China rolled out 5G, and now here comes COVID-19. Well, guess what? Explain to me the biological mechanism between the radio waves used in 5G and pathogenic DNA alteration in cells that could replicate a viral infection. It's funny, I didn't know we had this many goddamn physicists in the hood until COVID-19 came. You got brothers and sisters that I never even thought picked up a physics textbook, all of a sudden spouting about ionizing radiation, which, by the way, radio waves aren't ionizing radiation, right? So explain to me the vector. Explain to me how 5G has some sort of a pathogenic effect on DNA to the point where it can damage DNA to replicate what looks like a viral infection. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what? I need to memorize it because I don't know what my cat. I think it's Black Outcast. It's cash. It's $ Black Outcast Media. I'll put it in the chat. Stakes is high said a word, fam. He said boredom can be dangerous. When people have nothing else to do, look out for what they can come up with. You know, it's funny. I remember our elders used to say that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. I used to think that was bullshit until now. I'm not kidding you. The stuff I see blasted across social media, there are times when I just kind of laugh about it. And then there are times when I just go, what? Like, what? Like, some of this shit is just mind blowing. Sister Toolbox.
I see the message in not prioritizing the conspiracy over survival. But I was never that extreme to begin with.
I appreciate that too, Morpheus. Like I said, man, I think conjecture is natural. It's natural, right? Of course, we're going to wonder for ourselves, right? We're being told a narrative, but we know sometimes narratives get shook up and new data comes in and things get twisted and this, that, and the third, right? Conjecture is natural. The only thing that I'm asking us specifically, because I couldn't give a damn less what the Alex Jones and the David Ikes and all the rest of the world do. I'm asking us though specifically because we are the ones that are most likely to be affected by this in this country. We are already seeing the evidence that our tribe are the ones that are facing the brunt of COVID-19. Just like always, when white folks catch a cold, black folks get pneumonia, right? This is just the way it's always been for us in this country, except that this is a very unique time for us as a people, because this is a time for a game changer. I'm hearing terms thrown around, fam, that we haven't seen ever. And I mean ever. You have regular, average, everyday folk talking about a reset. Menace Aptara, let me know when that happens. If there's enough evidence to establish that a prosecution is warranted, then from your lips. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt if any type of prosecutions are going to happen. What I would like for us to consider is the very interesting nature of the time in which we exist, in the era of the Rona. Now, what do I mean by that, fam? There are people openly talking about a reboot, a reset. Openly. I'm not talking about, it's not hidden, fam. You can find conversations directed towards the idea of, let's just scrap this whole shit and start over. Regular, so-called normal, sane folk are talking about this shit. You got people that were diehard, dyed-in-the-wool partisans of America who saw the fuckery come out of Congress with the so-called stimulus package and said, nah, it's time to break out the guillotines. You have people openly, not just here in America, but across the world, talking about, yep, we're done. This government shit ain't working for us. It's time to do something else. Fam, in times like that, fam, there exist dangers. But there also exists opportunities for those who are willing to dream a little bigger. Now, I want to ask you, my beloved family, allies, hangers on, haters, if you know what it was like for Black people prior to the era of the Rona, why in the hell would you ever want to go back to normal? Have you asked yourself that question yet? Trust me, I have. Why? For all things good, holy, sacred, and true.
Yes, there is some that were developed in lab, but these are natural bacterial microorganisms.
You're absolutely right, Brandon. And again, people are welcome to believe that or not believe that, as is their want, right? And thank you, by the way, brother. I appreciate that. But have you asked yourself, why would you want to go back to normal? Why would you want to go back to normal? This makes no sense to me. If you are a member of my tribe, right, you are a native Black American, foundational Black American, American descendant of slavery, whatever it is you call yourself, if you share my lineage and my heritage, knowing what we face normally in this country, why in the absolute fuck would you ever want to go back to normal? Why would that phrase even come out of your mouth? Why? No, fam, no. 1,000 times no. If anybody should be looking forward to riding the wave that is to come in the era of the Rona and the time to come after, it should be us. By hook or by crook. Get it how we get it. Dream the impossible dreams. Family, the question you should be asking yourself at this particular point, other than what can I do to make it through this shit, is what do I want? What do I want for myself, for my people, for my family, for my country? Because you are American, right? Like it or not, our fortunes are tied to a great good goddamn deal with everybody else's, whether they like it or not, whether we like it or not, whether they believe it or not, whether we believe it or not. It's the truth. Let me share with you a common vision that I can see that if we do this, the world on the other side of the Rona will look so much different than the world we're leaving behind. And in a good way, you'll never wish to go back to normal. The very first thing and foremost thing on my mind is that they can't tell us shit about our justice claim. Reparations is our first, foremost, primary goal. You cannot tell me you can print up trillions of dollars to give to motherfucking corporations who ain't even required to keep employees, but you can't find a way to pay us our due. It's never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. I don't want to hear shit from them. You shouldn't want to hear shit from them. Anybody opens their mouth says that it's divisive, that it is unaffordable, all the bullshit, don't even try to hear it. Cuss they ass, smooth the fuck off, and run them off the intellectual playing field. They're not equipped. That's number one. The second thing that I would like to see is that I want to see America invest in its people. I want to see more checks coming to all of us as Americans, not to the corporations. Stop the stimulus to the corporations. Give that money to us. I would like to see them stop until we've made it through to the other side of the Rona. Just stop the economy. Just freeze payments, freeze rent, freeze mortgages, freeze debts, freeze it all. Freeze it all. It's not as if we're going to be able to pay that shit when we're trying to scrapple for survival any motherfucking way. Stop pretending that that's the case. Donald Trump et al. Are trying to tell you that, America's going to be back to work by April 30th. No, we won't. No, we won't. Fam, that date of, 30 days to, flatten the curve, they're going to keep pushing that out. We lost our chance at controlling this shit. We're not controlling it. My missus, thank you, honey face. I appreciate you. Yeah, Black Magic, 10 million are unemployed and more to come.
A tip for you, sir, for your efforts.
Fam, in 1 week, America had 6 million new claims for unemployment. Now, let's put that in a little bit of perspective, shall we? That broke a record that was set the week before when 3 million applied for unemployment benefits. So you had 3 million the week before new applications for unemployment and 6 million the next week. Now remember, they consistently underreport unemployment. First of all, they don't even count our brothers and sisters in prison. They're unemployed, but they don't count. They don't count those of us who have given up trying to even find jobs. Because even though the economy's recovered so damn well, you still couldn't get a job. They're not counting you. These were 10 million new applicants for unemployment. But I thought that the whole part and parcel behind giving stimulus money to small businesses and medium businesses and this, that, and the third was so that these people can at least make payroll to keep these jobs on. But wait, didn't United say that even they're going to take the stimulus money and they're going to keep people on until about September, and then it's fuck you? That was United Airlines. They said come September, all bets is off. So they're going to take billions of dollars and leave you with nothing. We need to be stimulating the economy from the bottom up. Oh, Brandon, don't even get me started. Yeah, they getting a little wake-up call. The model minority is on the outs and they feeling the burn.
Asians are crying foul now due to this pandemic.
Yeah, people are throwing a little shade at them and they're just butthurt. I'm like, welcome to Black life in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not even experiencing the whole brunt of it. I got the full family support in the house today. I love you too, Mom.
A message from your mother-in-law. You're awesome.
Love you too, Mom. Damn, now I'm blushing. Fam, what I want you to understand is that any stimulus that isn't directed toward us is only going to increase the failure. By the way, shout out to Adrique. Thank you, brother, for that. I appreciate you. They would just need to give us the money. But more importantly, fam, what they need to do is they need to let us build the infrastructure for what comes after the Rona. See, Trump is cracked, but a broken clock is right 2 times a day. And one of the things that he said that we're going to need on the other side of this shit is infrastructure. He's absolutely right. And what way to fund that infrastructure? By ensuring that Americans build it. But I'm not talking about just building bridges, roads. I'm not talking about just building, byways and highways. No. We need to be building businesses so that we can develop our manufacturing capabilities again. We have learned, family, if nothing else, in the era of the Rona, we have learned the danger of having supply chains that stretch all the way across the world through countries that are our natural fucking enemies. We need to be building every single thing we can. We need to be making our own masks, our own medical equipment, our own building structures, everything. America needs to get back into the building business again. Do you know why? Because, fam, if we're building stuff, they got to pay us. Oh, yeah, family. On the other side of the Rona, if you still getting paid peanuts, it's because you pussed out and you didn't ask for what was your just due. Because guess what else we found out in the era of the Rona? Turns out that all the people like Elon Musk, what's his name? The motherfucker Bezos, what's his name? Bill Gates, all the rest of them. Turns out them sons of bitches ain't really worth a shit. The people that actually make the economy turns out to be us. You and I. Turns out we could, man, Bezos and Alia could disappear tomorrow and nobody would give a shit. But if one Amazon factory with one less worker shuts down, it's a wrap. If you are labor, right, which means you're not the owner class, if you are labor, fam, you better be hitting these motherfuckers up for every penny you can get. Y'all need to be organizing. There's a thing I want you to research. I'm going to type it in the chat. Look it up. Wildcat strikes. You don't need to be a part of a union, fam, to strike. All you need to do is get together with your fellow co-workers and say, guess what? We ain't doing shit until they come up out their pockets. And everybody needs to be doing this. Labor at this point is in its strongest negotiating position it's been in nearly 60 years. if on the other side of the Rona, we're not making living wages, we're not able to afford the products and services that go to feed and put food on the table and put clothes on the ass of other Americans, we fucked up. I'm telling you, we fucked up. We need to be manufacturing and producing goods here. But in order to be able to afford those goods, we need to be getting paid. You know the reason why we were okay with them farming everything out to China, out to Malaysia, out to Thailand? You know why we rolled over and accepted it instead of marched on Washington with the head chopper, right? Instead of marched on the motherfuckers with the head chopper? The reason why we rolled over for it is because our wages didn't go up. And cheap goods from China was a way for us to keep up the motherfucking facade. For us to pretend that we still had some degree of prosperity. But we didn't. Nobody prospers if you don't make nothing. Fam, one of the things that our black entrepreneurs are notorious for telling us as black people, that part of the reason why we broke as a tribe is because we don't make nothing. Now, I have my own issues with black entrepreneurs, but they weren't wrong in that. Now, here's the thing. Maybe we don't have control over the means of production like we should. That's a fact. But that ain't just us thing. That ain't just our tribe. That's all of America. Labor at this point has been they've just been decimated, right? So that's not just on us. That's everybody. But fam, what I want to see on the other side is a newly empowered essential labor class composed of every American saying, guess what? You don't pay us, we ain't doing shit. The corporations can't do nothing without us. And it's about time we let them know it. Let me ask you something. How Jeff Bezos gonna make any money and we ain't spending any? He can only ask the government for so much more money before the government say, well, fuck you, you a business, sink or swim. We are the economy. If we don't make it, it don't get made. If we don't turn the buttons or turn the knobs, it don't get turned. If we don't press the button, it don't get pressed, right? If we don't make the widgets, they don't get made. It's been long past time that we start demanding our fucking share of the spoils. So on the other side of the Rona, fam, I want to see us building more, doing more, producing more here. And yes, paying more to us so that we can afford to pay more to other black folk and to other white folk and to other citizens, other Americans, right? If you got a job that's paying you a wage where you can afford to buy American-made products, who would buy cheap-ass plastic shit made in China? I wouldn't. If I can get good quality products made here at home, and it costs me a little more, but I got it, I'm not going to count the cost of supporting my nation's businesses, my nation's products, my nation's services. Why? Because I'm not getting ripped off anymore to please the fucking oligarchs. Labor better demand its motherfucking due. And Adrique, who's going to pay his bills? You know what? Who's paying his bills now? Who was paying his bills before? He worked at Amazon. Adric, I read an interview with the brother. Do you know how much he made at Amazon? Jeff Bezos is worth $62 billion, but they can't even pay workers enough to be able to live off of. That brother that stood up and fought against Amazon that they fired wasn't even making enough money to pay his bills. That brother is in the same goddamn boat we all are in. Even everybody who's working right now ain't making enough to pay their bills. And Adric, I'm not talking about just us as black folk. I'm not pointing the finger at us and saying we got to be hardcore black capitalists. What I'm saying is that we, as a part of the labor class, who we primarily are the labor class, right? Black people ain't independently wealthy like that for the most part. If you work for a salary, you're a part of the motherfucking labor class. This is a time when we can start to branch out and make a few key connections with other people who are finally starting to see that we have mutual interests. I'm not saying we got to kiss nobody's ass or sell out anybody or whatever the case may be, but what I am saying is that there are other groups of Americans in which in this we have a common interest. Remember, fam, we don't have no friends. We don't have no permanent friends, no pals, no buddies, no doonies. All we got is permanent interests. And right now, in the era of the Rona, we share common interests with a good goddamn big cross section of America. It makes sense to advocate for some of the same similar shit that they are, while demanding what we demand too. And if they won't reciprocate alliance with us, then we don't reciprocate alliance with them. Fuck them. Let them burn. We're going to start socializing the success to where we are raised up, where we have parity, where we have our place to stand under the sun, or we're going to socialize the motherfucking failure, ADOS style, as they say. So they want our imprimatur, they want our say on how shit changes around here. Guess what? They got to come and talk to us. And our ask is going to be the same motherfucking thing it's always been. Remediation, restoration, and repair. We need parity and equity to compensate for hundreds of years of robbery, theft, murder. Or don't talk to us. You don't speak our language. Fam, taking care of us, right? Honoring our justice claim, bringing manufacturing and businesses back to the United States, putting an immediate pause in the short term to the economy. Fuck the economy. People got to live, right? Just put a pause to that shit. We can pick it all back up later once we've kind of seen, the flip side of the Rona, right? Start taking advantage of the opportunities that come from understanding your real position in the society as an essential piece, an essential part of the mechanism. Start demanding, not asking. Too many people are waiting for somebody else to ask. Like that brother who got fired from Amazon, right? You're right. Who he needs his bills paid. We should be doing that. And it's a shame that we're not. But he should also not be the only one that has to face what he has to face. We need to be up in these people's ass, all of them, letting them know what the outcome, the ramifications are if they don't start doing right by us. And we ain't asking. If you black, white, rich, poor, don't matter. You American. Our heritage ain't to ask for shit. Now we coming to get our shit. And they can either do it the easy way or they can do it the hard way. The choice is theirs. It's as simple as that. 425-296-1980 is the number, fam. You know what it is. I want you to call in with your idea of what the other side looks like, right? I want to hear from you what you want to see on the other side of this crazy ass thing that we're having to face. If you've been personally affected and you just want to share it with the family, here's your time. The floor is yours, right? 425-296-1980 is the number. You know what? I'm going to move this to where we can be able to see this a little better. Because I forgot it's got that little logo there. Oh, okay. I got multiple calls. Here we go. Calling from 425. It's your man Mark Black. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's on your mind? That's from my neck of the woods. That's Miss
Well,
Denny.
hey, Mr. Black.
Miss
Hi,
Denny.
Mark.
What's
So
crackling?
it's not going to be me really talking right now. I have Miss Angela Mazago, your missus, on the line. She has some
Okay.
things she'd like to say.
So I just want to say that your broadcast is phenomenal. You're doing a good job. And I was thinking about what you said the other night about changing the game. You know I'm white and stuff, but so I want to advocate for Black people. And I feel like I was thinking, of calling the apartment complex and saying, hey, everybody's going through this coronavirus, so you should do something for, even if it's not me, do something for the apartment complex. As far as we still have to pay for the hot tub and the pool and all that stuff while this is going on. They don't take into account that everybody's going through rough times, and they don't give you a break on, your rent or any of that. So we can't use the hot tub, we can't use the pool. Why should we have to pay for that?
But you know what though?
Or
Here's
they
the
rented
here's the
out paying
thing.
it all.
Here's the thing, Edgy. It's not even so much about what can they do, right? The thing is that we need to be supporting everybody who's having to deal with landlords and rent and all that shit. If you look in places like Chicago and other places, they already are having rent strikes. But the media is not going to talk about it. We need to be talking about it. We need to be fighting. You see what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my interest is your interest. It has to be because we face the same shit to a certain extent, right? Me being Black, I got a whole set of other issues, other problems that I have to face. But there's a common interest that we all need to pick up and understand. And I hope that you got that from the conversation that we had the other day.
I did. I just want to support. So, I'm thinking, my dad was saying the other day that somebody, an apartment complex, gave everybody free rent for April. If more people could be doing that,
Right.
that would be great. I just don't know where to begin. So I'm going
We'll
to
talk
figure
about
that
it.
out.
We'll talk about it. And I'm glad you brought it up. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. We're going to talk more about it.
Okay.
Thank you, Angie. I'll be damned. It's the first time I got a call from my own missus. Fam, so remember we was talking about the power of labor, fam? Adric said it's worse than I think. He's unemployable now. No, he's not. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. As a matter of fact, Adric, I'm so motherfucking confident that what you just said was false that I'm willing to put good money up on it. I will literally make you a bet. It don't have to be money, right? We can make you just hit me up, Adric. You got my email. I will bet you though that he not only will get a new job, but it will be quicker than you could possibly imagine. Because one other thing we can expect to see on the other side of the Rona is that there's going to be hiring on top of hiring. It may not be the traditional people that you expect to be doing the hiring, but there will be jobs. I can guarantee that. Because the government is going to have to guarantee jobs or they will guarantee a revolution. I can promise you that. That brother is not unemployable, fam. He will get a new job. I can assure you of that. Because there will be jobs all over the motherfucking country on the other side of this shit. All over the place. All over the place. I can guarantee you that. It sucks for our brother right now, Adrican. I definitely get where you're coming from. Ms. Denny?
Yes. Hey, family. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say some stuff real quick.
Go ahead.
I, as y'all may or may not know, my plantation job is working for a health insurance company. I work for a health insurance company that does employer funded health insurance programs. So I wanted to let y'all know if y'all, what's kind of coming down the pipe as far as if you already have the health insurance or not, what's going to be happening, what they're going to pay for, what they're not going to pay for. At this point in time, this is just for people who have the insurance company that I work for, that they have that insurance. I'm pretty sure it's going to go across all the insurances, but I wanted to kind of let y'all know a little something so that y'all have a little peace of mind. So they're going to be paying for, there's going to be two options. There's going to be one where they'll pay for testing, office visits, emergency rooms, and urgent cares, right? Now, if you have to go to the emergency room, if you have to get the test done for the coronavirus, they'll pay for that. The other option is they'll pay for testing and office visits only, no emergency room or urgent care. Now, I think in my own mind, that's about as best as they're going to do because they're white folks, you know what it is. But I did want to let y'all know that it might be rolling out for other plans as well as the one that I work for.
That's what's up, Ms. Denny. I appreciate the heads up. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact, Ms. Denny, I'm sorry. Did you have something more that you wanted to add to that, or are you good?
No, I just want to, there's one more thing. I just want to let y'all know that, that I am praying for all of y'all. I love all of y'all. Be safe. Stay in place. Even if your state don't have that shit, stay in place.
Facts.
If you can. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Stay, because it's working up here. It's not working as quick as we'd want it to. You know what I mean? Like I said, I work from home, and I love it. Okay, I love the fact that I can get up, make some coffee, and go to work. But if you can stay at home, it is your best. It is your best weapon. Stay at home, lights out your shoes if you have to go out. Feel me? Like, just take as many precautions as possible, because especially for those of you who have comorbidity. Like I have, I'm immunosuppressed. I have an autoimmune, and I have asthma. So for people like that, I really want y'all to do whatever it is you can, to be safe.
Absolutely.
Right? And I love y'all, family. All right, peace.
Peace, Ms. Denny. Thank you. That was a good word right there, fam. Be safe. Look, I'm going to tell you something that you might not know. Your government does not know what the fuck is going on. Nobody knows what's going on. That's what happens when you have a new virus introduced to a heavily urbanized world population. It's all guesses. They all spitballing like. So conjecture is not beyond the realms of possibility for you, because you got people, I look forward to it, Adric, because you got people who are paid big money and have bigger educations than you that are conjecturing at this point. I'm not upset about the conjecture. I'm just saying, let's not get stuck in analysis paralysis, fam. The Chinese ideogram, I said this, for crisis is the two characters that mean danger and opportunity. Yes, there are dangers, fam. We are in the beginning parts of a world-altering event. There is definitely dangers involved, and please be safe. But this is an opportunity for us to change every motherfucking thing. And I personally, for one, think that rather than sitting at home, being paralyzed with fear, sitting there pondering various theories and shit like that, that we figure out where we want to go with this thing. Calling from 413, it's your man Mark Black. What's your name, where you calling from, and what's on your mind, fam?
Hey, Marcus Double C, man. How
Double
you doing?
C's, what's good, brother? Hey, man, always a pleasure, fam. Talk to us.
Look, man, it's okay to be fearful because fear can motivate you, but it's not okay to panic
Exactly.
because panic make you do stupid shit. Okay, is it something to worry about? Yes. Are we gonna panic about it? No, because you're panicking because you don't know what's gonna happen. Your higher ups don't know what's gonna happen.
Right.
I mean, let's be realistic. As ADOS, we've been through a lot worse. See, this is the enemy we can't see. That's why we're ducking the enemy we can't see.
Yeah. And it's all right to be afraid. See, the thing is, fam, is that I'm afraid too. I'm your brother. Look, I'm a trained soldier, and I'm scared to death. I know, because I'm not only a soldier, but I also understand a little bit about epidemiology, about virology, and so on and so forth, right? Fam, I know what we're about to face. I should say this. I know enough about what we're about to face. I'm scared as hell, but I'll be damned if I'm petrified. No, I don't have the luxury, fam, of sitting here going, oh Lord, is the world coming to an end? No, I don't have that luxury. I got research to do. I got stuff to try to figure out so that I can share this shit with you guys, so that we can start looking at putting game plans into making. You feel me? We don't have the luxury of analysis paralysis, of conjecturing and conjecturing and conjecturing for what? We go down all these rabbit holes, but we get nowhere. Go ahead, Brother Cease.
Because that rabbit hole is just a bottomless pit. And we could conjecture, we could sit here all day and talking. See, when we're talking, we're not fighting. We're not taking action.
Thank you.
My fiance every morning gets up. We talk about it every day, what we're going to plan out. Now, we just ordered some bandanas for ourselves because now we have to wear out east.
Yep.
See, whenever it affects you guys out west, best believe we going to get hit next. Except for if you guys get pneumonia first, we going to get a second.
That's right. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it.
And I have a brother out there in Cali, and we always talk like, okay, that's what's going on out here. It's going to hit us next, so we plan accordingly. Like a couple of days ago, I turned in my resignation.
Yeah, you were talking about that, fam. I'm glad you made that decision, man, and I hope that you feel confident about the choice that you made, because I know it was something that was kind of weighing on you.
Well, after talking with a few family members offline and online, and me and my fiance, because she's a financial guru,
right?
We ran the numbers umpteen times. She called a couple financial advisors that we could do it. Like, okay. So I got 1 weekend left to work, and that's it. So, yeah.
That's my man. That's my man. Look, fam, I've been worried so much about, because for those of y'all who don't know, Brother Cease worked at a homeless shelter. And this is no shade towards our homeless brothers and sisters. We know they need assistance. We know they need help, right? But our brother can't help them if he's sick. You see what I'm saying? He could always go back and assist them. You see what I'm saying? But he can't do shit. See, fam, look, you know this shit is bad. When you got nurses and doctors, the people on the front line, putting up videos on social media where they crying like newborn fucking babies, talking about this is shit they've never seen before. Like, how much of this do you need before you stop taking this as a joke? Before you stop sitting here saying, yeah, I bet it was them 5Gs and shit. Like, who cares about any of that? The people you depend on, the people that I depend on to be our soldiers in a medical fight, in a war against an enemy we cannot even see, are losing their fucking shit. They're burying their own. They don't have the equipment that they need. They don't have the ventilators that they need to treat people. They're reusing protective equipment that should have been disposable. Fam, this is not fear mongering, But we need to wake up and understand that what we're about to face, we have never seen before, and it is going to hurt. There will be none of us who will be untouched. That is the nature of the thing that we have to face. Exactly, Adrique. There are plenty of models that is going to show us clearly what we're facing. The problem is that a combination of missing the old things. Shout out to Brother Onyx Palms, by the way. Welcome to the broadcast. And denial of the simple facts of the math. Like, fam, none of this has anything to do with our feelings. What is it that Brother Black tells you all the time? Reality. Math don't give a fuck about your feelings. Am I right, Cease? Math don't care about your feelings, fam. Math don't care if you figured out the whole scoop and the oligarchs are standing there saying, damn, I would have got away with it too if it weren't for you pesky kids, right? It don't matter if you riding around in the mystery machine figuring the whole motherfucking thing out. Reality don't care about your feelings. We need to look at what we're facing clearly. We need to get together as best we're able using vehicles such as my channel and other channels. We need to be reaching out to each other, and we need to start planning for what happens on the other side. The world will not end at the hands of Miss Rona, but she will have changed a whole lot of motherfucking lives, and a whole lot of everything that you thought was stable, was in play, was always going to be, is going to be no more at the end of the Rona. At the end of the era of the Rona, things that you thought would always be will not be anymore. Now, you can either sit here and watch it happen, or you can be a part of the people that are working to make the new era happen. We are here, fam. No fucking fear. My ancestors didn't come to give my brother Cease a spirit of fear. They didn't come to give me a spirit of fear, or Sister August, or Sister Alexis, or Miss Denny, or anybody. Right? Stakes is high. Yep. By the way, Brother Cease, I'm going to go ahead and let you fall back, man. I want to chop on another topic that Brother Stakes brought up, man. I appreciate you, fam. I'm glad you made that choice. I support you 100%. I ain't rich, but if there's something I can do to help you, fam, and you need it, ask me first. At least give me the option to say I can't do it, all right? But let me do what I can to help you, fam, as always.
All right. Have a good one, man.
You too, brother. Peace. Brother Stakes is bringing up some really solid motherfucking points. And that is that we made China. You have to understand something, fam. China in the 60s, late 70s, or whatever the case may be, after decades of Mao, man, them motherfuckers was starving. They didn't have a hope in hell.
People are dying every day on the front line.
You goddamn right. Shout out to our heroes. If you a nurse, you a doctor, hell, you a janitor in a hospital, the esteem I have for you is beyond compare. Because y'all are hanging it all out. Y'all are risking y'all's life for us. And I can't say thank you enough. I appreciate you. But Stakes will tell you, you know what was the turning point for China? I'm gonna take another call here in a minute, but I'm gonna ask y'all to forbear because this is a topic that I know people are gonna want me to touch on. I appreciate you calling in. Don't worry, I'm not going nowhere, but I want to speak on this for a minute. You know what was the turning point for China? When we let China into the WTO. When Nixon went over to China and met with Mao and they had to sit down and it was the opening of China to the world. Before that, China wasn't shit. America made China. Do you understand what I'm saying, fam? The agreement was that we would farm out to China all the little shit that we didn't want to do no more. Right? Now, never mind the fact that it hurt black people because nobody gave a fuck about niggas anyway. right? So the fact that we were using these manufacturing jobs and these so-called low-skilled jobs as a springboard, if you will, into something resembling a middle-class living, right? Nixon didn't care about that. Remember, this is the same Nixon who had as an advisor Lee Atwater that said, hey, we can't say niggas, right? Because that's unacceptable. So we have to talk about like states' rights, and we have to talk about all this other shit. And we have to make the racism so abstract that the people still understand what we mean, but we don't have to come out and say it. That Richard Nixon, Tricky Dick let the motherfuckers into the WTO, the World Trade Organization. And from then on, you had Jiang Zemin come into power, right? And he basically said, we are capitalists and communists. We're going to be communists for us, but capitalists for everybody else. And he opened up the country with different little special economic zones like Shenzhen and Shanghai. You feel me? And meanwhile, we doled out, starting in the 70s. We started doling out our manufacturing capability. U.S. Steel was steel on the planet. We farmed out steel manufacturing to the fucking Chinese. We manufactured televisions and shit. Look, some of your family members got American-made TVs like RCA that were made back in the 60s. Color TVs that were made back in the 60s that still work. Good quality shit. We farmed that out to the Chinese and the Japanese. Deng Xiaoping came along and said, yeah, I kind of like this capitalism shit, especially since America is spoon-feeding it to us. Because remember, Mao and the communists believe that under capitalism, the capitalists will sell you the rope that you use ultimately to hang him with. You think the Communist Party of China had any problem with them farming out capitalism to them? Hell no. Meanwhile, China could put a spit shine on the Communist Party, brighten things up in China. Look what communism is doing for the Chinese citizens. We gave the Communist Party of China the capability to be the authoritarian assholes they are. They were able to bootstrap their whole goddamn little program at the end of the 20th century and the start of the 21st, thanks to America. Matter of fact, fam, I'm going to let you in on a little secret you probably ain't heard from nobody. America built everybody. You don't fucking believe me? Who do you think made it possible for any nation to trade peaceably all over the globe, to export raw materials, manufacture those raw materials into finished products, and export those raw products or those products to everywhere else in the world? Who do you think makes that possible? America's got the largest navy on the planet. America's got the largest goddamn military force on the planet. And the only thing America asked for was, hey, don't side with the motherfucking Soviets. Pick a nation. Pick one, family. Pick a nation that hasn't been sucking America's teeth. I'll wait. The British Empire has been long done. UK ain't about shit without America. France ain't shit without America. Saudi Arabia wouldn't be shit without America. Hell, quiet as it's kept, the reason why Iran is going through it is because America's got sanctions on them. If America don't back your trade play, you don't make money. Now, here's a question that I need to ask all of you. Ain't you tired of giving your patrimony, your birthright as a citizen, especially us the descendants of slaves, aren't you tired of our justice claim being farmed out piecemeal all over the motherfucking globe? Everybody want to shit on us, call us names, call us stupid Americans, call us dumb Americans, but everybody got their motherfucking hand out. Motherfuckers from Nigeria come over here, get jobs we give them, and they got the nerve to tell us we just lazy, we won't work. Ain't you tired? I know I am. If you think that globalism is sustainable without the United States, you're cracked. We are the backbone of the whole motherfucking globe. The United States say, you know what, fuck y'all. We gonna manufacture our own shit. We gonna take care of our own citizens. Y'all can eat a bag of dicks. Guess what happens to the rest of the world? Europe goes back into fucking wars between the nations. Germany's supposed to be this great motherfucking country, you know, full of prosperity and shit. Germany is a landlocked country in the middle of motherfucking Europe with no access to the world, surrounded by historical hostile enemies. And just so happens to have a whole bunch of American military bases providing defense for it. What happens if we pull out of Frankfurt, if we pull out of Schweinfurt, and so on and so forth? See, China forgot who the fuck brung them. If you think China gonna recover from this shit, you got another thing coming. China's the first casualty in the era of the Rona. Because nobody trusts China anymore. Nobody. The Czech Republic, fam. The Czech Republic purchased masks and other PPE equipment from China, tests for COVID-19 from China, found out that the damn tests were infected with the motherfucking coronavirus and that the equipment was shoddy and substandard. Turns out China been fucking everybody. They've been buffaloing everybody into thinking they're the world's manufacturer. They don't work no harder than we do. And we give them the capability to do what it is that they do. Let America pull its manufacturing capability out of China and watch what the fuck happens to China. Oh, by the way, fam, I just found out recently in some research that right now Chinese are having a run on their grocery stores because the central government had a motherfucking document leak that's predicting food shortages for China. China can't even grow enough food to feed all its billions of citizens. With the desertification of the Gobi and all these other places in China, they can't even feed their fucking people. We make that possible. All we have to do to deal with China, fam, is just stop funding the motherfuckers. That's it. All any government of ours has to do is demand that American companies manufacture, build, and sell in America. Put high-ass tariffs on everything coming from everywhere else so that should you do decide to buy import, you're going to pay for the privilege. And meanwhile, flood us with capabilities, with new jobs, higher wages, and watch what the fuck happens to America at the other side. Watch what happens on the other side. Fam, I'm confident in predicting that if America takes that turn, if you a member of our tribe and you ain't got employment or an opportunity to bubble up, it's because you didn't want one. And all we have to do right now, fam, is demand that. All we have to do is stop listening to these bullshit ass, I don't even call them left wing, these liberal ass globalist motherfuckers who try to tell us that it's right for you to open up the borders and let everybody the fuck. No, it ain't. Because it's funny, when COVID-19 appeared on the scene, everybody had no problem shutting down their borders. Over in India, they whooping people's ass. Literally. You get caught outside, In the whole country over there in India lockdown, they got cops out there with sticks, fam, whooping your ass. We want that in our country? That's the type of shit you want in your country? Motherfuckers who think it's all right to be going around whipping grown ass people with sticks? Nah, they can stay their happy ass the fuck over there. Everybody try to tell us that they can come to America and make it because they're the hardest working, they're the smartest, most intelligent. Well, guess what? Now you have that same opportunity to show us how hard working you are and how intelligent you are and how great you are by building up your shit. Meanwhile, we are going to build up our shit. We are going to demand from our government that every fucking thing changes. Everything changes. Everything changes. We're not asking. I descend from people that don't ask. We take every opportunity for freedom by hook or by crook. And if we can't get it, we shutting it down. We throwing tar off in the motherfucking cotton gin, you feel me? We putting rats off in the motherfucking, we putting rats off in the wheat seed. Our brothers and sisters are sprinkling the boll weevils in the cotton. We can't get ours, we shutting it down. We socializing the motherfucking failure. Fam, if you a member of our tribe, this is your unique opportunity. What you waiting on? There's no better time for us to be advocates for us. No better time. Fuck these lousy politicians that try to tell you, the country's divided. Bullshit. Guess what? Rona came and showed me that white Americans get sick just like I do. They die just like I do. They scary just like I am. So how fucking different are we? How divisive is it that you can cut checks for businesses, but you can't cut checks for parity for me? Nope. Fam, I'm telling you, shoot the moon. Thank you. Onyx said if we start manufacturing again, fam, price-wise, prices drop. When we start manufacturing and building our own shit again, we can afford to lower the prices and everybody still be flush. Businesses will be booming like never before. People will be stumbling over themselves to get jobs. This isn't rocket science. We let the globalists slit our motherfucking throats. No country can sustain itself just simply serving the rest of the world. The only reason why America did it in the first place was to fight against the Soviets when the wall been done fell back in the 90s. I don't give a fuck about the Soviets anymore. What I care about is whether or not my people first, but my country in general is prospering. I care about good schools for my babies and my nation. I care about decent roads that aren't filled with fucking potholes for my people. I care about good hospitals. I care about training for doctors and nurses that we ain't having to farm out to the motherfucking Filipinos or the Nigerians or something else. I want my people to have access to them jobs. Fuck the rest of them. They've been free riding off of us for long enough. We're done. Rona says, good luck. Y'all better get it how y'all get it. If our government was smart, it would be working its ass off overtime to disengage as much as possible our supply chains from everywhere else on the planet. They want to throw money at corporations. They want to throw money at people to start businesses. Start throwing money at at us, the unemployed. You give me a check for $100,000 and see, don't I try to find a way to start some sort of enterprise to be able to give not just myself a job, but somebody else a job. And I can guarantee you, black folk, from now on, fuck these service businesses. You want to be a black entrepreneur? Let me tell you what you get into. Get into the shit that we need. Stop marketing to us for our fantasies and wants. I don't want to see no more motherfucking hair salons. I don't want to see no more, not to knock people for who have hair salons or whatever the case may be, but we've been feeding too long as Americans into each other's bullshit fantasies and wants that multiply like gnats. In the era that comes after the Rona, the people will prosper who find the best ways, the easiest ways, the cheapest, most cost-effective ways to provide America with what it needs. Now, you want something to aspire to, black people. Aspire to that. Caller from 301, it's your man Mark Black. What's your name, where you calling from, and what's on your mind? Caller from 301, it's your man Mark Black.
Good evening, Brother Mark.
Brother Elder Richard, how are you, sir? Talk to us, man.
This is Brother Elder Richard in the Washington, D.C., Virginia area.
Yes, sir.
And I'm listening to your positive message. I would like for you and I, hopefully we can elaborate on, we can bring to light, or we can make our message resonate to all of our ADOS brothers and sisters
yes,
out there in the world. I hope that they will begin to let the seriousness of what this virus is, and then we can talk about some other things. Where do we go from here? The new direction for ADOS, and what should be our current policy? What we should strongly be advocating for right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, politically. First, to come to consciousness so it will resonate to our people, is that this virus, to put it in something that will bring light to the seriousness of it, is described as a parasite. Okay, this virus is a parasite. It's serious. And what a parasite would do, it will come into your body, and it will just try to take control. If you have a strong enough immunity, or you have the willpower, it's likely that you will be able to, to deal with this virus. As we look in the world today, and we look at the action that China have taken to try to get ahead of this virus, we should realize that when you see any of the people over in China, you see them all wearing masks. We should be advocating. We should have been advocating from the beginning that our people, that the government, and so forth, make sure that our people, that all people, but our people and specifically, that we wear masks. We got to have a direction for ourselves, because some people out here acting foolishly and carelessly and recklessly. Mm-hmm. We as a people need a spirit and a direction for ourselves. As it goes through the grapevine, it should be understood. If we can commit ourselves to dealing with this very diligently and very strongly for about 2 to 3 weeks, and trying to follow good habits and so forth, we might be able to get some type of semblance or some type of, control over this virus. But we got to take all those measures at least for 2 weeks, maybe a month.
Brother Richard, from your lips, man. But I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happen, but we still got to advocate.
You damn right.
We got to advocate.
I've been advocating for it. I'm going to keep doing it, but I'm just letting you know.
We got to let our representatives know on the local, state, and national level that this is what we want. We as ADOS, this is what we want. We said that Trump has made a statement, let's make America great again. Let's make America great again. to make America great again, you hit on the point. We've got to take back manufacturing, right?
Damn
Manufacturing has got to be one of the keys, right? I know several sisters out there in the ADOS community, and there's plenty more who may be of the boomer generation or even in the millennial generation. They have the capability and know-how and the ingenuity to make masks. You know, they can make masks. It might be a community. It might be done on a community level where you have the churches. These churches need a new direction. These church leaders and so forth. These pastors need a new direction, and we need to shout them down with all this bull crap that they bringing about trying to get money at this time. They need to be advocating for what's the best for our community. They should be calling for these mega churches got 5,000, 10,000 followers and got the influence of millions. They need to be calling for sisters, brothers, you tellers, you seamsters and so forth. What we're gonna do, we're gonna practice this and so forth. But this church would be able to, for this community, this T.D. Jakes, Jamal Bryant, Creflo Dollar,
all of them,
all you big time ministers, get off your butt and get out here and advocate. Say, all you sisters who have the capability to make this, we're gonna see a way that you're gonna be able to get this cloth and stuff, the good fiber and stuff, and you're gonna make good quality masks for this community and so forth. And all our people will be wearing masks. If the Europeans, the Asians, and so forth choose not to wear it, that's their business. But we got to have we got to make a statement. You know, it's just like when the Panthers was coming to power. Then a lot of black, ADOS people were used to wearing these berets and stuff. But this was just their influence and so forth. But these churches and stuff who have the greatest influence in our community, they have got to make a state. They got to get it in the right direction. If they're not, we're gonna have to just put them on. Just make them obsolete.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put them on mute, Brother Richard. Why are they having actual church services in the era of the Rona? Like, the shit is crazy. You putting my people in danger to fatten your coffers. Fuck that. They following this crazy minister down there talking about slide the money under the door. They want people to be giving money at this time. They trying to get donations. So this is not what the church need to be doing at this time. This time, all hands on deck to take a strong action towards this virus. We have enough churches in the community. We have a church on every corner in the black community. You got to start advocating what's best for our people right now and taking some proactive. We got to be very proactive at this time. This is not a time to be Rip Van Winkle to go to sleep for 100 years. This is the time to be more active than we have ever been in our whole entire life. Yes, sir.
It needs to resonate to our people. This is serious, and I don't know how many. We pray that it don't take too many of us, but it's probably going to take quite a few of us. And because we are not consciously prepared, we're not spiritually prepared, we're not mentally prepared, and we're not educationally prepared, it's going to affect us more. But we have to have those leaders out there like you. Now I have to give like T. West. He came out. Okay, speaking about T. West, he came out and was talking about the origin of this virus, right? He talking about where it originated, and so forth. But he did make a very interesting point. He said that this virus would begin to spread, that the United States would become the epicenter of this virus. This is a call to action. Okay, this is a call to action for America, especially for ADOS. If his words resonate, and we see how this thing is growing, how this thing is beginning to spread exponentially, we got to begin to take action. It was a call to action. He might have not he might have put more stress or emphasis on the origin more so than the strategy where we go from here,
Yeah.
That might have been a shortcoming of his, He might have put a lot of time, say, well, this originated at Fort Detrick and so forth and so forth.
No, I get where you're coming from. I get exactly where you're coming from, Brother Rich, because the thing is that again, I understand the conjecture, right? I have nothing whatsoever against us pondering upon the origins and things like that. That makes sense to do in such a situation as the one in which we exist, right? But here's the thing to understand is that regardless of where it came from, there are key facts that we need to just accept. We don't have to like them. Like, I don't want any of my family to die. My tribe's people, I don't want to lose a single one. But the fact is we, in an era where we are facing a virus that none of us has immunity to, right?
Right.
And we live in environments where we're all up under each other. What do you expect is going to happen? What you expect to happen is what we're facing. And we don't have to like that, but that's reality. Now that we understand what the reality of the matter is, right? Where do we go from here is the question that needs to be on the lips and the hearts of every one of our tribes people. Because to the extent that we paralyze ourselves with bullshit ass conjectures and analysis, right, where we don't start to come together and, as you said, start to demand, demand what it is that we need and what we want, everybody else is already doing it. You see every other ethnic group, every other special interest group in America got their hands out. And Donald Trump said something really interesting during one of his pressers. He said, and I quote, he said, "I'm signing everything, but they're not asking me." Right? This was Trump's words. I'm not making this shit up. Right? He said this during a presser. So if we know that Donald Trump is opening to basically doing whatever he gets convinced from day to day is going to benefit Americans and American people, why not be asking this man for what we need? Fuck Congress. The Congressional Black Caucuses, Brother Richard, as you well know, are lost. They serve us no purpose whatsoever.
They ain't got no voice. Their voice is mute.
Their voice is moot. They don't mean shit. They have no influence. You mean to tell me that Congress was able to pass $2 trillion worth of shit, and the CBC couldn't get a few million directed, specifically targeted to black people? We're talking trillions, and you don't have enough fucking argument, enough power, enough pull to be able to get a few million specifically earmarked. It would be a game changer if the CBC said, okay, fine, trillions of dollars for everybody. But check this out. We need, 100 million for black this, not black and brown and Latino and LGBTQIA and humpbacks and midgets and whales and shit. Black. And actually got that into some legislation. They couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So their voice, fuck them, right? I say that in a time where one person is calling the shots, whether we like it or not, we need to be in the face of the person calling the shots. Fuck Congress.
Right. Yeah, yes, we do. And one other point I want to make is that to eliminate the stress that goes on during this crisis and so forth, we need policy. We need policy that will eliminate stress. As Nixon, you're a younger man than I am. When Nixon was in power, he came up with a legislation that he froze wages. Okay, he had the power of the president to freeze wages.
Yep.
We as ADOS, we should be advocating that everything like rent stops,
everything
electrical
stops,
bill stops, everything. It's a freeze on it, and it won't be any debt accumulated. To even think about the debt accumulating during this time presents stress on our people. We do not need this additional stress.
Yep.
We need all our power to deal with this, with this virus, to not tear our immunity down, to not tear our spiritual or mental physical resolve down. We do not need the stress.
I'm gonna tell you, brother Richard, they lucky I'm not in charge, because I would come right in front of the American people. Fuck Congress. I would come right in front of the American people. I would give them the full scoop as I understood it, and I'd be like, there is so much that I want to make sure y'all get, but them motherfuckers is hamstringing me. Make them make me do it. I'll sign anything y'all need in order for us to become the dominant nation on the other side of this shit. Now y'all go and kick their ass and make them make me do it. That's all Trump had to do. Stop blowing smoke, talking about it's gonna be over in a couple of weeks. Look, math already shown us. We at the very least we're gonna be seeing deaths per day in the thousands, even into June. This is not going to be over in a couple of motherfucking weeks. So stop trying to spin us yarns, right?
Yeah. And it does us no good. I wish this could go out to Ben Carson. It does you no good. Does us as ADOS community any good? For you to be a doctor, you might be a neurosurgeon and everything, and Trump has insulted you by putting you in a position, a job that doesn't fit your specialty. When you get on the stage like that, you got to advocate for what's best for us. You got to advocate. You're still a doctor. You're a neurosurgeon.
Brother
you know
Richard,
about infectious disease.
I'm gonna say this.
If he doesn't, he's not gonna do it. I know he's not gonna do it.
He's not gonna do it. And the crazy part is that I think, and this is my humble opinion. So let us have a confab about this real quick. But I think that every black face in any position of power, whether it's been celebrity, whether it's been athlete, whether it's been politician, whether it's been activist, whether it's been spiritual leaders or whatever, I think all of the motherfuckers should be consigned to the trash heap. All of them. I think at this point, we should not count on any of them. If there's going to be advocacy, it's going to have to rise up from we need a scorched earth policy as a tribe. We need to just get rid of all the motherfuckers. Because look, you still got people like Reverend Barber talking about the poor people's campaign and shit like that, talking about immigrants and this. Man, we don't need that right now. We especially don't need nobody with your skin and your face advocating for that shit right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like all of them are done. All of them.
Yeah. I just pray that you and search people as Philip Shock, who's bringing awareness to this, because he went and had an interview with these two sisters from New York. One is caught up in dealing with the virus with the virus and stuff in New York. He's bringing the consciousness how serious this virus is and so forth. He's dealing with the medical and so forth. People like you, Philip Shock, Shirley Husar, T. West, you got this brother, doctor down in California. He's a professor of psychology or something. He's dealing with important issues at this time.
But you know what though, Brother Richard? We as your voices can only say, fam, this is what we see. Right? Like if you notice, brother, I always come on and just share with you what I've learned, what I've seen, what I know, right? I try not to conjecture because there's a lot of that going on out there and it's not helping us, right? So we can only bring you the information. At some point, we as a tribe, as a group, as a collective, need to pick up on these items, these data points, and we need to start to develop shit that basically from the ashes of advocacy, because we never really had the advocacy we need. So from the ashes of what was supposed to be our advocacy, we need to see the birth, the rise of new phoenixes, right, that are going out here and actually getting in the work that needs to be done so that we can bring about a vision of life after the Rona that is
Right.
completely different than what we had before, right? I'm going to continue to do my part, Brother Richard, and I thank you for your
Okay,
prayers,
please
man.
do. Please,
You know what I'm
please do.
saying?
Please do. And closing, you know, I would like to say that what we as adults, we will eventually find our niche in this world and in this society, our place, our position, and so forth in this world and this society. I was listening to, which is a very powerful song, but the lyrics, if you listen to it, it's very deep. But it was done very well by Luther Vandross, and he and the name of the song is "To Dream the Impossible Dream." I don't know if you've ever heard that,
I have,
but the
sir.
lyrics, if you've ever heard that song, it's deep, you know, and it puts in context where we are now and what we've got to deal with. We got to fight the undefeatable foe, and you know, to right the unrightable wrong, and to do, you know, for our justice claim and stuff. But that's a deep song. But brother, keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna keep listening to what you're doing. I'm gonna
Appreciate you,
keep
brother.
advocating. I'm gonna keep advocating for what's best, what I think the best direction of where we should go from here now. But to our people out there, realize that this is serious, that we need to take every measure possible to deal with this virus.
Yes, sir.
Don't be caught up in the hoopla and everything, and these protection by the blood of Jesus and stuff. That may be good, but let's get serious about this and so forth. Let's deal with it.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that message. Thank you very much, Brother
Peace.
Elder, man. Peace to you. Fam, the thing is that this Rona changes everything. Like, I don't know how to truly convey to you the dangers, but I also don't know how to convey to you properly. And I apologize for my failure. I don't know how to communicate to you properly the opportunity. Rona changes everything. 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 You know, like I've been trying to tell y'all, man, behold, all things are become new, man. The Rona is the great motherfucking equalizer. The Rona is the Rona is a weapon we didn't even know we had, one of which is a fearful one to wield, and one of which is even going to take some of us out to use it. But fam, the doors are blown the fuck open. There has been no better time for you to step up and be an advocate for us as your people and for your nation. There has never been a better time for you to dream the impossible dream. You have been long told that resources are never going to be yours. It's divisive to give you resources. Family, I tell you, in the era, the time to come after the Rona, you will have to beg America to stop giving you resources. If you play your cards right, you will have to tell this country, no, I'm good. I got enough. I'm going to run with what I got. Because in order to get us back to anything resembling dominance, America will spare no motherfucking expense. Fam, for all the fuckery that we've been through, all the shit that everybody talk about what our ancestors faced, what we face, and this, that, and the third, you ever stop to think, fam, that this is an opportunity that's so wide open that we might even be able, now I don't know how possible this is, but like I said, dream the impossible dream, right? That we might be able to say to America, you know what? That white shit costs y'all too much motherfucking money. Y'all let that go. Do justice by us. Bring them jobs home. Bring the training home. And let's go and kick the world in the ass together. You might fuck around and have America say, you know what? I'm sick of dealing with this shit with black people too. Fuck it. Let's just go ahead and do them right. And let's go and fuck everybody up. America first. Isn't that the thing? Make America great again? How they gonna make America great again without making us great? We are America, fam. Nothing's more American than the descendants of slaves. Man, y'all better think. We sitting here going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. Damn all that. Fam, this is an opportunity that our ancestors would have gave a left testicle for. Caller from 909, it's your man Mark Black. What's your name, where you calling from, and what's on your mind?
What's going on in Texas, out in California?
What's good, fam? Always a pleasure, man. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I'm checking in. I'm hearing everything, and everything sounds good, and it's just kind of like a reset. And you know, in the era of the Rona, as you like to say, all the preconceived notions, everything that you thought you know, that don't mean shit no more.
Facts.
So it's just kind of like a big fat reset.
Facts. Everything every American thought was true, solid, sure, righteous, it's all gone.
Right. So it's just now it's the time for black people to say, okay, what do we want? And white folks are tripping not because of they're more scared of. It seems like they'd rather die than say, hey, we gotta actually live in a new nation and kind of. We might have to be equal to black folks. Some of them rather die than even think about.
Oh, no, fam. See, I'm going to tell you the shocker. You will be surprised how few of them are willing to die for this shit. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I noticed about this. I'm sorry, go ahead, fam. Go ahead. I'm going to shut up. Go ahead.
Because when I heard that comment, like, we got to sacrifice our economy, what he was saying is, hey, we got to, you know, I don't know if it was the governor from Texas, but he was saying we got to sacrifice for the young. I was hearing that shit. I was like, is he lost his damn mind?
Mm-hmm. He has. But if you remember if you remember the history, I should say, because none of us were alive back then. But if you remember the history, remember October 1929?
Right.
Black Friday?
Yeah.
How many of them motherfuckers jumped out of windows rather than lose their position?
Last year?
You're going to have that. In every reboot, in every change, you are going to have people that simply are not going to make it to the other side, who can't see nothing but what is today. This is why I don't understand black people talking about, man, I can't wait till things get back to normal. For what?
No. That's what you don't want.
Facts. The last thing I want, fam, for us is normal.
The thing about normal is what they've been good at is say, hey, you know what? You're on TV. You can buy some tennis shoes. What's more normal than that? But when you look at it, this shit is fucked up. But they've done a good way of masking it to make it seem like, oh, hey, this ain't all that bad. It ain't bad as all of that now.
They about to find. Look, America itself in general, not just our people, because I hate when black people try to say that only black people don't see shit. Trust me when I tell you, I live around a gang of white motherfuckers. A lot of them didn't see this shit coming either. America is in for a wake-up call. Now, the choice that we, as the descendants of slaves, have to present to America has become very simple. Very simple. Like, our advocacy, fam, could not have been made any more simple than this. This is the choice. Is whiteness worth more to you than your ass? Because right now, they're going to be losing their ass. Fam, the height of the Depression, right? We're talking the Great Depression, right? 1930s all the way up through 41. Okay. At the height of the Great Depression, the maximum unemployment rate measured officially was 22%. Why is the Fed predicting 30% unemployment during the era of the Rona? 30%.
Wow. And see, what's crazy about that is when it comes to hostility, FDA, Adolf, that's nothing new for us. Navigating, dealing with hostile times, that's just a day in a life.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing these other groups just like their mind is blown.
Yep.
Like they don't understand how things can get this bad. And I'm just like, yeah, this is just knowing how to navigate hostile times is part of. It's just part of being. If you consider yourself Adolf, or you classify under that, FDA or whatever you classify as, whatever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
that's just you have
That's
to know how to
life.
survive. That's life. Just dealing with hostility like this, dealing with unemployment, you have to know how to hustle and be innovative and figure out how you don't hustle up on this and that.
Yep.
Unfortunately, some of us have done in illegal ways. I don't condone that, but you do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not knocking our criminals. Shit, everybody else has been allowed to profit from crime. Why not us?
Right. But just seeing how we can, like how people, these hostile times is just breaking people down. I'm like, wow, they really don't understand what it's like to be black, in this situation.
Yeah, these Asian motherfuckers is shook. They legit shook. They're like, what? They're calling us names and telling us that they're treating us as if we're the virus. And I'm like, man, welcome to my world. Like, shit, like, is it that bad? Like, they legit shook. And then we're finding out that all this time they supposedly, the smart ones, the model minority, wasn't there recently a conviction where they found that this motherfucker was taking money from Chinese citizens who didn't qualify to get into Harvard? He was taking bribes to let people into Harvard. Oh, but they the smart ones though, right? They the model minority though. They, you know what, they whole scheme is getting busted out.
Anti-affirmative action, anti-affirmative, whatever you want to call them, all of the above.
They whole scheme is getting busted out.
Right.
And see, the thing is that what I'm telling my fellow Americans is that at the end of the day, no matter what, America has always been two things: black folks and white folks. We done had issues, and y'all need to do right by us. But do that, and let's move forward and kick some ass together. Like, how hard is that? This is the easy look, fam. I love the fact that more of us are starting to wake up and see the opportunities. Not enough of us, but more of us are starting to wake up and see the opportunity that the era of the Rona presents to us. This presents us a place in space in America where everybody's choices get constricted, right? There's an old saying, fam, and I know you heard it. One has torture, who has choice. When shit is good in America and everything's straight, you know what I'm saying? And we here advocating for justice for us, they got other options. They could be like, well, okay, we'll give y'all more jobs. No, we need justice. We need y'all to give us parity. Well, we'll let y'all in the schools. Y'all can come and hang out with us, right? When things is good, they got options.
Right.
But when Rona shows up and says, hello, and shit starts getting constricted, all of a sudden them options become real motherfucking tight.
Right.
You feel me?
No.
Those options become real tight. And it's like, okay, hold on a second, fam.
We've always been a complete and robust people. A-OK. Son, let's rise, fam. Statue of Liberty. Stop trying to perfect this dysfunction.
Facts, Sister Alicia, facts. She said, and I'm going to read it out loud because the voice didn't speak it. She said, we've always been a complete and robust people. Let's rise, fam. Stop trying to perfect this dysfunction. Agreed. I know you agree, brother. I don't want, fuck normal. Fuck normal.
But it's hard because a lot of people are just so used to, it's like they're just so used to this shit. And I'm like, they don't understand that. Hey, you know, it's like if you're used to making $5 and you tell somebody, hey man, you know you can make 5,000, they're gonna be like, you full of shit. Their mind can't even process that.
Yep.
It's like people are so used to being underpaid, underappreciated.
Facts.
You know, they're just so used to that. They're like, let's just get back to somewhat of normal.
Used to it,
But I'm
fam.
like, no.
Our people are actually crying. You got black people talking about, I just want to go back to work. I don't like being at home. What, man, what? Name me a black person that actually want to go and work for these crazy buckra. Like, I'm serious on some real nigga. Look, we family. Let's talk real nigga shit. Now, how many of you, Papa One in the chat, love your job so much that you're willing to risk the life of you and your family to go back to it? Papa One in the chat. I'd love to see it. You'll be a unicorn. Now, in the era of the Rona, we risking our lives and playing games with not just our lives and our families' lives. Adric, of course, is a unicorn, but I think I know why, and I'll let Adric, elaborate if he chooses to do so. But in the era of the Rona, we playing games with not just our lives, but with our elders' lives, our children's lives, our families' lives. But in the era to come, what we demand now will be the new normal. We say, nah, I'm not coming here to work for no $15 an hour. What the fuck? I know that me and my co-workers' labor is what keeps all this shit going. Guess what? I'm gonna need that good 25. Right. I'm gonna need that good 30.
That's what I like too, because people who are, it's funny because when you see other people in other countries, right? Stuff like this happens all the time. They have food shortages, stuff like this is normal for them. They're like, okay, shit is shut down for a month. This is shut down for a month or whatever. But when it comes to this country, if people see, you get to see who really is essential, who really does matter, per se. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like, you see people who will shit on a grocery store clerk or shit on fast food. And now they're the only ones that really can really give a damn. Like, they're the only people who, make this thing that we do have working. You know
Fam, how you got people going to the grocery store and thanking the cashier, fam? I went to the grocery store today. Everybody that walked through that line was like, thank you so much for helping me. Thank you so much for being here. Kissing their ass, as it should be.
And that's something that you would have thought you would have never seen but again, a big fat reset.
Rona changes everything. You got brothers up in Michigan, in Wisconsin, that said, I ain't picking up no motherfucking garbage. I got to pick up hundreds of bags of garbage with no protective equipment in the era of a disease. And I'm not only not picking up no garbage, but me and my niggas ain't picking up no garbage. Now what?
Yeah. They didn't want to pay. I think the brothers in Wisconsin, they wanted hazard pay as well.
Facts. And you know what? They gonna get it. But like I said, fam, we're not dreaming big enough. Our brothers and sisters in Chicago right now are organizing rent strikes. They like, oh, so they can suspend mortgages, but I gotta still pay rent? If they don't have to pay no mortgage, I don't have to pay no motherfucking rent. They hanging white sheets outside their apartments. And people, they talking about, we're going to evict you or whatever. The motherfuckers in Chicago's like, go ahead, try. You can't evict us all. And if you do, we just moving our shit back in. So now what?
Yeah. So now it's just coming to a head. It's just kind of like, say, for example, like in the normal times, progress is slow. You throw the ball 10 yards, first down, get up first down. That's how you win the game. Now, this is a time where you can just advance your cause because you just have that opportunity. It's like once in a generation.
Thank you. And you know what's crazy is that you got a president in office who so don't know what to do that he's literally signing anything to go across his desk. Anybody that can go in there and make a presentation that sounds even halfway fucking reasonable that might get his bacon out of the fire will get any goddamn thing they asking for. Fam, I'm telling you.
And he wants, and see, think about it too. He wants to get reelected. He won't say that, but he wants to get reelected just to kind of show up Obama. So you play on that. He'll sign anything. Hey, as long as my president look good, my presidency look good.
Thank you. Look, Donald Trump can have all the credit for our justice claim. He won't. Long as he signed the motherfucking paperwork. Long as he institute an executive motherfucking commission to organize to pay us our due. He can have all the credit. Look, in every black neighborhood, he can mandate that statues be raised to his ass, and I will co-sign that. You can take all the credit. Just let's get the work done.
Right, yeah. He just, see, like, this is like it's like, I mean, it's not a perfect time, but it is. Because it is unfortunate. You know what I mean? But it is opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Danger and opportunity, fam. Danger and opportunity. We experiencing a danger, and since we are who we are going to be the ones that are disproportionately affected by the danger that is Miss Rona, right? And that's a sad thing. We will lose a whole lot of our people. And I'm already, like I said, fam, if I took the time to literally mourn the loss of everybody we've lost so far, fam, I would grab my gun and I'd go join them. I'd put one in my face and be done with it, right? My heart hurts. I know this is scary. I know that it hurts. And I know that it seems like nobody knows but here's the thing, fam, I've been going hard in on people with the conspiracy shit, right? And I got to apologize because there's actually really only one reason why I'm going hard in the paint against all these bullshit conspiracy theories. Just one. What happened to us developing plans to counteract their conspiracy? So let's say that all of these conspiracy theories are true, right? Let's say that, all these conspiracy, it's 5G, it's this, it's all of this other shit. Okay, let's say that all of that is true. When are we going to get around to the point of developing our own plans to counteract those conspiracies, right? So if Bill Gates is trying to just do whatever over in Africa and this, that, and the third and all this other shit that these conspiracy mongers state, well, where's our plan to ensure he can't do that? That's the real issue that I have with traveling down these rabbit holes, you dig? You can have it all figured out. I'm not saying that all these people are wrong. I'm not saying that they're right. A lot of this shit, there's no evidence for it, but some of it sounds plausible. But even if you got it on the barrelhead, what happened to us coming up with motherfucking plans to be able to counteract their bullshit? What? We just supposed to roll over for Bill Gates? We supposed to just roll over for the WHO in China? I mean, what?
Yeah, it's like you have to worry about, okay, what can we do? Like what are things that we can solve? Right here, right now.
Thank you.
And it's like unless you own some sort of a tower, you can't build another network. So why are you worried about that?
Thank you.
Like, well, if it is a 5G conspiracy, let's say that's true. What can you do? I mean, can you really do anything about that?
Not without trying to find a way to cultivate our own power as a collective to be able to alter the course of that shit. But if we just think that they're just master planners and we have no way to resist, we have no way to overcome, then you might as well just shut up and roll over and take what. If you think that they're trying to develop a vaccine to populate control and turn the whole world into slaves, okay, fine. So what's your plan then for us to be able to counteract that so that don't happen?
Right.
But we never get around to that conversation. See, I don't believe in no conspiracy theories, and I've had no problem talking about, I think it's maybe guillotine time. Right. But these people supposedly got it figured out. They supposed to have the full scoop. Yet, where's they balls? Where's they balls to say what it's time to do? Here I am, not believing in any conspiracy, but still advocating for the people, yet they supposedly know what's happening, but no advocacy. That's my issue with the motherfucking conspiracy theories.
That's how you can tell. That's the test. So where's your advocacy? So if that's the case, if you believe in that, all right, I got you. You dig it. Where's the advocacy?
Thank you.
And that's how you know the people who are, what they call intellectual masturbation, the people who are full of shit, and the people who just want YouTube. I don't know why they do it, but whatever. The people who actually try to get something done. They say, okay, because at the end of the day, that's the measurement. You know what I mean? If you want to have something that you can measure and say, okay, after all this has been said and done, after the day, there's only 24 hours in a day, okay, what have I done for my tribe?
Thank you.
And then you can say, I did this, I did that. Then you can go back. You can, you can pontificate on that if you want. But then that's how you measure how successful you were.
But see, here's the problem, fam.
That's not going to get us anywhere.
But see, remember, fam, remember that broadcast I did where I talked about the fact that a lot of people like to talk about shit that can't be measured, because as soon as you start putting an actual measurement on it, and they have to show and prove. Remember I talked about that? I said a lot of people like to keep the conversation nebulous. They like to keep the terms vague. They like to pretend that they got the truth of the matters and shit and only talk about that. Because as soon as you say, okay, so now what? And you start to demand something that we can measure, something that we can actually see, something that we can put hands on and touch, taste, and smell and hear, you lose them. Because it was never about that for them. I got the raid for all these conspiracy theories, fam. Like our brother just said, ask them, okay, so what's the game plan? And see what happened. See, don't they go scuttling back in their little rabbit holes like roaches?
No, yeah. It's like the whole thing. It's like our brother Tariq, she said tangible. That's why it resonated so much, because people can say, okay, tangible.
Yeah, I fuck with Tariq on that. Tangibles all day.
And that's why I kind of stuck, because it just makes sense. Like, okay,
exactly.
That's how we measure things. That's how we measure things.
But that fam right there.
It's like you go into the store. It's like you playing a game of football. There's no score being kept. Nobody knows who wins. It's just people just. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people are gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
See, I'm gonna tell you. I figured out something about the motherfuckers among us that don't want to measure nothing, because the moment you start seeing actual wins, you lose the need for them. Right? The moment that we actually start putting together game plans and starting to put together our own shit and start actually getting some W's, pretty soon we won't want to hear from anybody who's just elaborating on issues and problems. It's like, okay, well, yeah, we know we got issues and problems, but guess what? We winning. We doing this. We doing that. We doing this. Them brothers over there built that. These sisters did this. What the fuck do we need to hear this shit from you for?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good hustle. Like the despondency and the people is looking for, because we're looking for a savior, and we haven't had we're down and out people in general. So
yeah, I mean, but we the saviors we've been waiting for, fam. You my savior. I depend on you, and you depend on me. And I'm only as strong as you are. So I gotta work to make you strong, fam. I gotta work to make you strong. I gotta work to make your eyes open. I gotta work to make your ears hear. And I gotta work to motivate you so that when we understand the truth of our circumstances, we don't just sit there saying, well, we got the truth. But we actually get up and do some shit. And how we gonna fall back on we figured it out? We know what these crackers is on. We got the scoop. We know the 411. How we gonna fall back on that when even white folks ain't doing that now? White folks are like, wait a minute, I don't care how this shit came about. I needs help.
Right.
And white folks is unabashed about it. All those people who would shade you because you would go to the store and use your EBT card, all them same folk right now got their hands out to the government. Ain't not a one of them motherfuckers can say anything against you at this point.
But truthfully told, they had their hands out before that. They just didn't tell us.
Yo, for sure. For sure. Right?
They always have their hands out.
But see,
they just tell you,
I'm going to tell you, Rona came and removed the veil from a whole bunch of motherfuckers. I'm loving to see black people hearing bullshit from celebrities and just posting in their threads on social media like, we don't care, nigga.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck you. Black people are like, you got black celebrities, white celebrities talking about, I'm staying in place in my luxury bathroom, and black folk are like, man, fuck you, we don't care. I hope we keep that energy. I've been hoping we keep that energy. Fuck them. These thirsty bastards, they so greedy for attention that even in the era of a life-threatening pandemic, they gotta have their attention fixed. Fuck them.
Yeah.
But fam, I'm saying that it's time for us to do that with everybody who we've been dragging along as anchors. And all this detritus, dead weight, all these faux ersatz advocates who in times of plenty can be a black face for white agendas. All of them go to the wayside. Fuck them.
Right.
All of them.
Right, yeah. It's like people don't know what to do. Like, everybody's confused right now. So what we need to do is get unconfused. Everybody else is just confused.
Facts. And I'm not talking about unconfused about the Rona, fam. There are specialists and doctors and shit that will figure that out. That's not up to us as lay people to understand the course of the disease and it's a pandemic, meaning that a lot of people who shouldn't lose their life is going to until we all either get a vaccine or immunity. And those who won't take the vaccine, well, I guess you better hope that we get enough herd immunity to protect your ass, right? But my point is that's not our job to try to figure that shit out. Where you're right in that we should get unconfused is that we need to get unconfused about what it is that we need and or want. In the era when everybody got their hand out, when the fucking spigots to resources and access to resources, tangibles and land is open, wide the fuck open. We don't have no place for confusion. We don't have no time for confusion. We don't have no time for bullshit. We don't have no time for drivel. We don't have no time for rabbit holes. We don't have no time for the old status quo bullshit. No. What we need is ironclad, solid, firebrand advocacy, and we need to be going to the spigot with our buckets. That's what we need.
I agree. But a good show. Keep it up.
Of course, brother. I got to do what I got to do.
And as long as we just stay, we stay calm, we don't panic, and we should be good.
We should be.
Hostile times are nothing for the for ADOS folks. Hostility is nothing. So
that's right.
We should be good.
We used to taking bread and and water and beans and making a meal to feed 6. This ain't new. Stop acting brand new like y'all too special.
That's another thing you see, because when you when you go to a ground zero, then the whole, all your, like you said, your previous station in life doesn't matter.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Whatever you had before in life, whether you were a doctor or whatever station you had, doesn't matter. We started from ground zero. So now we can see, who's the real entrepreneurs, who's the real captains of industry. So now that you got to rebuild your business, and you don't have the free labor of black folks. Now what are you gonna do?
Speak on it. Speak on it, fam. Hey, I appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much, man, always for your love and support, man. I appreciate you. I'm going to keep being on it, man. I got to. Somebody got to.
All right, no problem. Keep it safe, family.
You too, fam. Peace. Fam, there's something that I want to leave you with, because I'm gonna wrap it up. I want y'all to enjoy your Saturday, with your families, taking your time to get your head right. I hope that this broadcast went some ways towards getting you to start thinking about what we could see on the other side. But before I wrap it up, fam, I want to leave you with a little something. I was watching Kingdom of Heaven, right? The movie with Orlando Bloom, based in the era of the Crusades. I was watching that last night. And I remember he said that in the Holy Land, a man who was a farmer in France could become a baron. A man who was a knight in England could become a king. Right? Because in the Holy Land, it was the great leveler. Their opportunity was wide the fuck open. And you could take opportunity through the nimbleness of your mind, the edge of your sword, the courage in your heart. Fam, right now in America and in across the world, truth be told, but we focused on America to make it easy for you. Right now, America is the Holy Land. The great leveler has come. And we, as a people, can get what we need from the nimbleness of our minds, the sharpness of the edges of our swords, and the courage in our hearts. We just have to understand that all the old things swept away. Yes, there are dangers, but there are also opportunities. Start now visioning, seeing what will come on the other side, and not only see it, but get with people like me, get with the brothers and sisters around you, get with your people, claim the name, and let's go after them. Because there will be a new world on the other side of this. The world is not coming to an end. This is not going to wipe us all out. We are still going to be here. We will lose many along the way. Mourn them. I know I do. I mourn for my sister Jacqueline. I mourn for all the people I know that have already lost people. Cry your tears. We're not heartless. But when you're done mourning, it is time for us to stop chasing rabbit holes and waterfalls and stop chasing myths and bullshit and start seeing what we can put our hands on. That's going to have us in the prime position to be able to go where we need to go when we get to the other side of the era of the Rona. We can do it. We will do it. We will do it. Fam, thank you so much for taking the time to join your brother today. I appreciate you. I love you as always. I want to thank everybody that contributed via the super chat. If you contributed via Cash App, I will acknowledge you on the app itself, and I thank you in advance. Fam, I don't do this for the money. I do this because somebody needs to do it. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. What we got to face is horrifying. It's the most scariest thing that multiple generations of us have ever had to see. There's no safe harbor. We will lose some along the way. Accept that. It hurts. Accept it anyway. That's been our lot since we've been here, having to accept the hurt. Accept it. Don't run away from it. Don't deny. Understand. Rona is the great leveler. She's come to wipe away all the old shit to make room for the new shit. We're going to lose some of our people along the way, and it's fucked up. Pray, cry, mourn, do whatever it is you need to do to clear your heart. But find that spark of courage in you and continue to dream with me for what comes after. Because I can guarantee you, fam, if we sit here in analysis paralysis, if we sit here trying to figure out, oh Lord, how the hell did all this happen? It must have been them crackers doing this, that, and the third. We ain't gonna get nowhere. I don't care how Miss Rona showed up. She's in the room, and that bitch is a big ass elephant that we all gonna have to tangle with the tusks of. Accept that. And let's keep it pushing. Let's do what the fuck we need to do. Fam, I love you all. Thank you again so much. Be expecting another broadcast next Saturday. I look forward to the day when I can go back to my... Matter of fact, fam, once this is over with, I got cabin fever too. I'm going to be doing like 3-4 broadcasts a week. Don't be surprised. Y'all hear from me a lot. You know what I'm saying? But family, be expecting me this time next Saturday. Right? Please stay safe. Stay in place. Wash your goddamn hands. Don't be touching your face. Practice social distancing. If you can get your hands on a mask, please do so, right? I want every member of the Angry Black Sheep herd to be with me on the other side because, fam, I'm not just talking about it, I'm being about it. I got plans that I will be presenting to you soon, very soon. We are not going to just be sitting here talking. I promise you that. And so with that, fam, as always, I want to wish you all love, peace, prosperity, and power, real power to our people.